Iniciando mais uma aula de telegrafia. Hoje o texto ainda bem light, né? Uma pequena acelerada aí, muito pequena, e as pausas, uma pequena redução, ok? Consequentemente, pouquinho mais de velocidade e pausas menores, mais caracteres por minuto, ok? Hoje o nosso texto é retirado da nossa legislação, ato 9.106/2018, pequeno, tá? Só que vai entrar números, tá bom? Hoje, entrando números. Vou até dar uma dica. A parte de números vai ficar bem no final do texto. Tá? Já é um texto curto, tá? Um texto bem reduzido, porém, no final entra uma data. Já até falando, né? Números vai entrar no final do texto e uma data, ok? Então, fica esperto aos números. E a gente começa o nosso ditado em 3, 2, 1. Bom, ficou o seguinte. Vou fazer uma leitura bem lenta, ok? Para você corrigir aí cada palavra. Depois eu faço a leitura normal, tranquilo? Então, o texto ficou o seguinte. Observação. Este texto não substitui o publicado no boletim de serviço eletrônico em 26 primo 2018. Ponto. Então, lendo novamente. Observação. Este texto não substitui o publicado no boletim de serviço eletrônico em 26112018. Ponto. Lembrando. Bom, quem perdeu o ditado, pegar na playlist, ok? Hoje, CW, aula 31. Então, boa sorte aí para os amigos que estão fazendo o curso. Qualquer dúvida, dá um alô para a gente, ok? Eu vou dar intervalo e já retornando.
Vemba, Juliette, Romeu, autorizado diário manter a trilha esquerda. Voo 1042, posição 21 no pushback estacionamento. Chama quem pro pushback? Voo 1042. Voo 1042, posição 21 no livre pushback estacionamento, chama pronto para o táxi. Chama pronto para o táxi, voo 1042. 375 ao livrar, autorizado ingresso na Mike 219, boa tarde. Mike 19, gol, 375, boa. Saulo São Paulo, boa tarde, gol no 375, livrou. 375, boa tarde. Via Mike até o travessão no meio. Mike até o travessão no meio, gol no 375. Então 3260, informe pronto. Tá bom? 3260. Então 3260, autorizado linha de esquerda, decolar na 35 da esquerda, vento 350 graus, 13 nós, após um contorno 2045, bom trabalho. Opa, obrigado. A linha decola 35 da esquerda, por 2045, tá 3260.
Paulo, São Paulo, Gol no 564, estacionamento na posição 11.
64 no 11, inicie, chama táxi.
Autorizado, reporta táxi no 564 da Gol.
Gol no 042.
042, táxi autorizado faixa X-Ray e Lima. Vê na faixa X-Ray Lima, 2715, monitora no ponto de espera.
X-Ray Lima, no ponto de espera, monitoram 2715, Gol no 042.
Bom, 375, ingressa a faixa Whisky, o box geral 20, vai observar a companhia na Whisky que vai iniciar o táxi para X-Ray agora.
Gente, é Whisky pro 20, aguardando companhia, Gol no 375.
Paulo, boa, tá 3025, estabilizado LS Vitor, 3 esquerda.
Boa tarde, são 3025, posto autorizado, 35 da esquerda, vento 350 graus, 15 nós, ajuste 11.
Posto autorizado na 35 esquerda com 1011, tá 3025.
Táxi, o Gol 1564.
64, táxi autorizado, faixa Mike Lima, ponto de espera da 35 esquerda, vai monitorar 127 no 5.
Mike Lima, lá monitor 2715, Gol no 564.
Hoje, em legislação, a gente vai ver a informação dos indicativos especiais para radioamadores classe A, ok? Você tem aí indicativos especiais para todas as classes. Na aula anterior vimos, né, indicativos especiais classe A, classe B e classe C, ok? Então, todos os radioamadores, sem distinção, todas as classes podem requerer perante a Anatel esse indicativo especial, ok? Porém, né, você tem uma tabela somente para radioamadores classe A. Então, vamos ver aí como que é a formação desses indicativos, ok? Lembrando, a resolução 449/2006 está na chamada, mas eu dou um reforço. Resolução 449/2006, ok? Uma olhada lá no fim, tem algumas tabelas, você vai encontrar aí. Então, vamos lá. Tabela 3. Então, na chamada também tem a referência da tabela da legislação, está bem no fim da legislação, ok? Tem várias tabelas, então, vamos lá. Tabela 3 fala o seguinte. Está na tela, né? Tá aqui, ó. Quem acompanha a gente pela internet, é só dar uma olhada aqui na tela, ok? Formação dos indicativos de chamada especiais. Então, hoje, somente classe A. Aqui, ó. Essa com o número 8, ok? Cada estado, ou alguns estados, vão ter um número correspondente. Então, como a gente está vendo a ordem alfabética dos estados, por unidade, ok? Então, começamos aqui com o número 8. Tá? Indicativos especiais para radioamadores classe A, que estão no Acre, Amapá, Amazonas, Maranhão, Pará, Piauí, Rondônia e Roraima. Os radioamadores classe A vão ter essa chamada aqui, ó, PX8, ok? Muita gente que não sabe pode pensar aí que tem a ver com 11 metros. Não tem nada a ver com 11 metros, tá bom? Então, é uma forma, né, de você se identificar num conteste, numa expedição, num evento comemorativo com indicativo diferenciado, ok? Então, para todos esses estados que eu li, na formação para classe A somente, pode ter aqui o PX8 iniciando, tá bom? Depois algumas letras, ok? Então, PX8 e tantas letras, tá bom? Você vai depois para a 7ª região, né? Bom, a gente vai dar um intervalo e já retornando falando da 7ª região, ok? A gente lembra os amigos que teremos hoje, segunda-feira, encontro de radioamadores ali no Pacaembu, ok? Exatamente hoje, dia 14, às 19h30, bem em frente ao estádio do Pacaembu, a reunião lá dos amigos radioamadores, ok? Quem quiser comparecer, todos convidados. Lembrando, não precisa ser só radioamador. Quem for coruja, quem for PX, quem estiver estudando para ser radioamador, também pode comparecer, ok? Então, todos convidados, hoje à noite, 19h30 em diante, ali no Pacaembu, ok? Bem no estacionamento, todos sendo aguardados por lá, tá bom? E a gente vai dar uma pausa e já retorna em legislação.
Their weak signal group, and then a really nice call sign plaque that my wife got me about 3-4 years ago for Christmas, which I've been very pleased with. The green clock on the left is for local time here in Converse, Texas, and the blue clock on the right displays UTC time. This is our HF and 6 meter station, and we'll go into a little bit of individual detail here. The Tentec Orion 2 is the HF rig, and we use it for 160 through 10 meter operation. It is coupled into a Alpha 87A, which provides full legal limit, full output. The watt meter above is connected to the Alpha and gives us a track, and will automatically shut down the amp in the event of an alarm, which would be an overpower or a high SWR. The antenna rotator there controls our log periodic, which is mounted on tower number 1 at 45 feet. The 6 meter portion of our station is operated on the ICOM 7700, and that is driving the Alpha 8406, again, full legal limit for 6 meters. And the watt meter, again, is an alarming unit that will shut down the amp in the event of high SWR or overpowering. This amplifier setup and radio drive a stacked set of 7-element LFA antennas at 80 feet. All right, so this is our 6 meter and HF section of the shack. And you'll see over here at the mixing board a set of Heil microphones. The first microphone goes into the Ten-Tec Orion for HF. The second microphone connects to the ICOM 7700. The third microphone connects to the FT100 that I will go ahead and show you in a few moments. And the last microphone there goes into the mixing board to provide us with good, clean audio when we're doing recordings of contacts, contesting, etc. By going through the mixer, we get balanced audio so that the received audio and my speaking audio is one and the same volume there. Okay, I tried to move the microphones out of the way the best I could. This is our sound system here. It plays multiple roles, the mixer. Number one, each input goes to a different radio, which enables me to go ahead and record the audio from any specific radio, as well as mix in my own local voice here. The other advantage to this is it feeds a 200-watt studio sound system going into Clip studio speakers. And what that does is lets me feed the shack with full sound audio so that I get good, clean audio when I'm sitting in here listening or following a conversation or something.
Nós vimos aqui, 8ª região, né, corresponde todos os estados aqui, ó, 2, 4, 6, 8. Aí, 7ª região. 7ª região, Alagoas, Ceará, Paraíba, Pernambuco e Rio Grande do Norte. Tá, você vai ter a opção, como radioamador classe A, dessas sequências aqui, ó, PQ7, PV7, PW7 e PX7, ok? Papa Quebec 7º, Papa Victor 7º, Papa Whisky 7º e Papa X-Ray 7, ok? Você vai para a 6ª região. Olha lá, 2 estados, Bahia e Sergipe. Então, nesses 2 estados, pode optar aqui, ó, por todas as sequências. PQ6, Papa Quebec 6º, PR6, Papa Romeu 6º, PS6, Papa Sierra 6º, PT6, Papa Tango 6º, PV6, Papa Victor 6º, PW6, Papa Whisky 6º e PX6, Papa X-Ray 6, ok? Então, toma cuidado, né, quando você se deparar com algum radioamador está usando o PX8, PX6, PX2, PX1, tá? Não tem nada a ver com os 11 metros, hein? É um indicativo especial fornecido pela Anatel, tá bom? Não vai falar pro amigo lá para ele os 11 metros que ele está correto, ok? Ele só está usando um indicativo especial. Tranquilo? Fica bem informado aí para você não dar bola na trave, né? Ou muito fora aí do gol. Ou mais, né? Fazer um papelão aí. Falar pro amigo que não pode falar aqui porque é só radioamador, né? Que PX tem que estar nos 11 metros. Não é nada disso, hein? Aí, ó. PX, indicativo especial, ó. PX2, PX1, PX9, PX4. A gente viu que todos os estados vão ter essa sequência também, ok? Bom, a gente dá mais um intervalo e já retornando. Lembrando que amanhã a rodada alto-falante full time, ok? Por conta do feriado de 15 de novembro, amanhã nós estaremos aí das 3 ao meio-dia. Quem acompanha a rodada alto-falante vai poder participar aí com a gente via radiofrequência ou via internet na live, tranquilo? Então amanhã feriado, rodada alto-falante full time. E já retornando.
Half-inch hard line, 6 meters comes in on half-inch hard line, 2 meters comes in on 3/4 inch, 220 comes in on 3/4 inch, 432 comes in on 1 5/8, and 900 and 1296 come in on 2 1/4. So it's pretty healthy coax, and it's expensive. So I only wanted to run it once. So that's why we went with remote switches up on top of the tower. Also, for 2 meters through 1296, we have SSB mass-mounted preamps for each system as well. All right, let's see if we can move the microphones out of the way a little bit and sling around. The first thing you'll see is 2 antenna rotators. The one on the left, the PY2EXU, provides elevation and azimuth control, and that's on tower number 3, and that's for my EME moon bounce array. I have a 2 meter stacked array up there for 2 meters, 2 15 element Yagis, and I can only do digital, of course, on EME because of the size of my antenna array. Then it also has on an H-frame up there 4 55 element loop Yagis for 1296 EME. And I have successfully echoed my voice back and a CW tone and made a successful EME contact on voice on 1296. Unfortunately, only once. So, you know, I'm still getting there. But I am kicking my power up. I have a additional Beco amp on order and stuff for 1296, and that will go ahead and hopefully get that up to 850 watts and help with that solution. The other antenna rotor, the PY2EXU, controls antenna number 4, tower 4. I think I may have said that. The moon bounce one is in tower 3. This is tower 4 here. And it controls my 220, my 432, and an additional 1296 antenna up there. The thermometers there are monitoring the output of all the amps. And I have 2 more coming in that I'm mounting on the other side of the shack for the 2 alpha amplifiers. What that does is monitor the temperature coming out of the exhaust of the amplifiers and alerts me if there's any problem. And they will sound an alarm if the temperature goes over a preset level. Okay, this is another case of I used what I already had. These remote antenna switches used to come with Meritron remote antenna relays. But they don't handle the frequencies that I wanted and the loss levels I wanted. I'm very fanatical about my loss levels. So I've repurposed them, and they now do the same duties, but they're switching coaxial relays up on top of the tower. The upper one is switching an array of 2 meter antennas. The lower one is switching in and out of phase my 6 meter Yagis. So if I want to, they can be phased, or I can go to the upper antenna or the lower antenna. The speakers are Kenwood SP31s. Every single radio in the shack is attached to one. I do not like the sound quality that comes out of the top radio speakers. So I use those, and then as we earlier spoke, I can switch them to the shack audio system. The Flex 6300 and the Maestro display here are running my transverters. That's the only thing that the Flex does is run the transverters. And I use the Maestro 90% of the time. I also, when I'm doing digital modes, can switch to the main monitors, and we'll discuss those in a minute and go over it. The ICOM 9100 is currently strictly for 432. I haven't yet moved it over to a transverter. Okay, over here we have another set of switch box. The upper box switches some push-to-talk buttons for me. We will be in the process of converting that to a Kuhn automated switch box that'll switch the IF port and the PTT automatically as I switch bands on the Flex. But at this time, we kind of have a 3-stage do it. You switch it on the Flex, you push the push-to-talk cable button up there, and then you flip the rotor switch on the left, which switches the IF port coming in. The transverter right underneath the PTT push box is a Elecraft. It is a 220 transverter. Then the one below it is a ME2T Pro professional series 2-meter transverter. Extremely low noise floor, very good quality transmitting audio and everything. I'm really impressed with that. Then my 1296 is handled by a older SSB LT230, putting 30 watts out, and soon that'll be driving a Beco 1296 amplifier. And then there's the Flex 6300 that all that's tied into. All right, over here you'll see that we have a interface to convert the 2-meter IF from the 1296 SSB transverter to a 28 megahertz IF for the Flex. Right below that is the 432 1kW Beco amplifier, and below that is an additional amplifier 1kW for 2 meters.
Se nós pegarmos a segunda região, né, que nós estamos aqui em São Paulo, é que primeiro, né, vai ter segunda região, Distrito Federal, Goiás, Tocantins e São Paulo, ok? Então, esses três estados mais o Distrito Federal, vai poder usar essa sequência aqui, ó, como radioamador classe A, ok? PR2, Papa Romeo II, PS2, Papa Serra II, PV2, Papa Victor II, PW2, Papa Whisky II e PX2, Papa X-Ray II. Tranquilo? Se você for para a primeira região, vai ter Espírito Santo, Rio de Janeiro. Mesma coisa lá. PQ1, Papa Quebec I, PR1, Papa Romeo I, PS1, Papa Serra I, PT1, Papa Tango I, PV1, Papa Victor I, PW1, Papa Whisky I e PX1, Papa X-Ray 1, ok? Aí você vai para a nona região, olha lá. Mato Grosso do Sul, ok? Aí vem PP9, Papa Nono, PQ9, Papa Quebec Nono, PR9, Papa Romeo Nono, PS9, Papa Serra Nono, PV9, Papa Victor Nono, PW9, Papa Whisky Nono e PX9, Papa X-Ray Nono, ok? Aí você vai para a quarta região, Minas Gerais. Aqui é um número único, né, só para Minas. Mesma coisa, radioamadores classe A vão poder usar Papa 4, PP4, Papa Quebec 4, PQ4, Papa Romeo 4, PR4, Papa Serra 4, PS4, Papa Tango 4, PT4, Papa Victor 4, PV4, Papa Whisky 4, PW4 e PX4, Papa X-Ray 4, ok? Quinta região, mesma coisa, que corresponde Paraná e Santa Catarina. Então, na formação dos indicativos especiais, somente para radioamadores classe A, ok? PQ5, Papa Quebec 5, Papa Romeo 5, Papa Serra 5, Papa Tango 5, Papa Victor 5, Papa Whisky 5 e Papa X-Ray 5, ok? Várias opções aqui. Você escolhe, como radioamador classe A, né, qual formação você pretende, ok? E, na última sequência, será a região aqui, ó, 3, Rio Grande do Sul. Tá, então, Rio Grande do Sul, vamos ter aqui essas sequências. Papa Papa 3, Papa Quebec 3, Papa Romeo 3, Papa Serra 3, Papa Tango 3, Papa Victor 3, Papa Whisky 3, Papa X-Ray 3, ok? Então, né? Bom, a gente vai dar intervalo e já retornando em legislação, ok? Lembrando os amigos que em janeiro a gente inicia mais 3 cursos. Quem quiser fazer com a gente, vai se preparando, ok? Vão iniciar na segunda-feira, dia 2 de janeiro, tranquilo? Serão 4 meses de aulas. Janeiro, fevereiro, março e abril. Você pode fazer com a gente via radiofrequência, quem está aqui por São Paulo, ou via live aí, em qualquer lugar do planeta, ok? Primeira edição, começando às 5 horas. Segunda edição, começando às 17 horas. Quem não puder fazer nesses 2 horários, vai na playlist, ok? Você vê o melhor horário e faz 1, 2 ou os 3 cursos, a hora que você quiser, tá bom? Fica a dica pro amigo. Qualquer uma das 3 opções, a qualquer momento na rodada, você tira dúvidas com a gente. Tranquilo? E vamos em frente. Uma oportunidade aí com boa tarde.
Italy, Charlie Radio, Italy, Uniform 5, Italy, Charlie Radio. Italy, Tango 5, Italy, Tango Radio. Italy, Tango Radio, Delta, Florida, Export Radio. The noise level is very high here today, and I give the correct report to the next. David first, Bravo, Echo, Romeo, Tango, and I'm living in Julius, Oscar, 32, Mike, Florida. Julius, Oscar, 32, Mike, Florida. Was that? Okay, QSN, Michael, Italy, Uniform 5, Italy, Charlie Radio, Italy, Uniform 5, Italy, Charlie Radio. 9, Juliet, November, 5, 3, Hotel Oscar, Juliet, November, 5, 3, Hotel Oscar. Repeat your local code, please.
Hey everyone, Tony, KD8RTT. I want to do a kind of a beginner's video, getting started, kind of quick guide to the Yaesu FT450D. This is my first HF radio and is still my main HF radio. And I really like it. I think it's a very popular and common beginner radio for HF due to its cost and features and that sort of thing. So I thought I'd do an overview of how to get started and do an explanation kind of some of the connections on the back and go through the front panel buttons, basically what they do. I want to do kind of a series of videos. That's my idea, going over different features of this radio. There's a lot it can do, and has a very good manual, actually, that explains it all. But in this video, I just want to do kind of an overview of things, so you kind of get your bearing if you just got this radio or something. So we'll go ahead and start with the back panel and go over the connections. All right, so here's the back panel of the radio. It's pretty basic. You've got your power cable goes in here, and that's easy to do. There's only one way it fits in, so you just kind of plug that in. No problems there. Get your standard antenna connector. Again, you just screw that in. I'm going to keep that out of the way, though. And I'll get rid of the power cable for now. You, of course, got your big fan in the back, which you don't really need to worry about, except maintain airflow. You know, don't lock that. Let's see. So here you got your data connection. So if you want to do the data modes, basically, a lot of digital modes, you can make a cable with that. I think you can buy one also. And there's all these pinouts. The pinouts for all of these are in the manual. So this is your tuner connection cable. If you've got an external like automatic antenna tuner, this will interface with it. This is for a linear amp to control it. I don't really use any of those three anymore. I use this one, then I got Signal Link, the data one I used, but now I have a Signal Link, so I don't use that. I use the front connector, but they're there. They're good, and it's nice to have. Oops, sorry. Then you got the CAT connector. That's for interfacing it with a computer for a computer-based control. I use that all the time. That's a standard RS-232 serial connection, and that's pretty common. An external speaker connection and a ground lug, and that's basically it on the back. So as far as getting started, all you really need to do is connect your power and your antenna. The other things are kind of extra things you can add. So you don't need them. So, and while we're talking about the back, I thought I'd do a quick overview on the bottom. There's a couple things. Of course, you've got your nice feet that hold the radio up. And then also, there's a good way to get this on the frame. Let's see. Here you've got this switch. It's recessed in there. That's for updating the firmware of the radio. You need to use that. That sets the mode, I believe. I've never used it, but that's important to note. That's where it is. So, and as you can see, the vents, make sure you keep these vents clear and clear of debris and all that sort of thing. On the side here, you can put the bracket. Let's see, put it on the frame. The bracket to mount it, or a handle. Those are both for sale aftermarket. So now I'll go ahead and go over the front panel, and I'll get everything hooked back up so you can see it live. All right, so here's the front panel of the radio. You'll notice the mic is disconnected. I wanted to show that separately, so we'll start with that. This is the supplied microphone and cable. I'll show it all in the frame. Cable completely disconnects. Connect same connector on both ends. You'll notice this is a standard RJ45 deal, but you cannot use a regular Ethernet cord. They're not wired properly, so they won't work. But you can make your own, I guess, and that would work. That's pretty easy to plug in. Just kind of plug it in there and then into the bottom of the mic. All right. So as for the mic itself, it's got a few buttons on there. Of course, you have to push the talk. You've got these up, down, and fast, which I'll explain. Well, I guess I can. There's a fast button on the actual radio itself down here. But when you so basically, up, down, and left, you scroll up through frequencies. With that split, if you hit fast, I'll do a bigger jump. Hit it again to get out of it. Basically, of course, the mic itself is in this kind of grilled part. On the back, you've got a tone switch. At position 1, it's a flat filter. EQ is flat. This, if you put it in position 2, it rolls off the bass a bit. You kind of got your nub here for hanging it, if you'd like. So microphone's pretty easy to deal with. Above the microphone connector, you've got your key connection for a CW key and the headphone jack. That's pretty standard stuff. And let's kind of go from left to right, I guess. So you got the power button here. I'll turn the radio off for a second. To turn it on, you're just going to hold it for a couple of seconds. I think it's like a second. Turns it on. Same thing, turn it off. Hold it for a second or two. Turns it off. Beneath it, you've got the shift knob. It shifts the IF's DSP passband to reduce any interfering signal, basically. I'm hooked up to a dummy load, but you can kind of hear, that kind of difference through it. Excuse me. That's what that does. I don't really use that much. Next up is the DSP button. So by clicking it once, you'll see this arrow pops up. And then clicking it again will cycle through the different DSP options. To use one, you're going to use this multi-purpose knob. This is used for a lot of stuff on the radio. Press it. It'll let you go through it. Turn it to set it, whatever. Press it again if you want to turn it off. If you want to leave it on, you press it, whatever. Set how you want it. And then just hit DSP until it goes away. And then it's all set on. Again, just press it again. You can turn that off. I might go more depth into the DSP on a future video, because that's a pretty good topic on its own. But this knob, but it controls a lot of things, including, I'll do some frequency jumps, and I'll get to that in a little bit. Above it is the IPO ATT, so that basically will let you bypass the preamp and turn on the attenuator. So it's kind of a button has two purposes. If you press it, if it's standard default, where both the ATT and the IPO are set off, that means the RF preamp is on and the attenuator is off. Pressing it once will turn the preamp off. Pressing it again will turn the preamp on and then the attenuator on. And pressing it again will turn the preamp off and the attenuator on. So just be mindful that IPO doesn't mean the preamp. It basically means the preamp is bypassed. It's kind of confusing. But basically, I'm usually leaving them both set to off. That's kind of the standard deal. Next to that, you've got the noise blinker, which again will notify you when it's on. It's good for moving pulsing signals like ignition noise. Next to that's the automatic gain control. As you can see, you can set auto slow, fast, slow, or if you hold it for a couple seconds, it'll turn itself off, and then you can press it and it'll come back on. Beneath it, you've got your mode buttons. These will flip through your sidebands, CW, AM, FM, data. This is a menu error, why it's showing lower sideband data, but that could be fixed somewhere else in a menu. But this cycles through. It's pretty easy. Below it's your clarifier, which will let you slightly offset your receive frequency. So to use it, you'll press it and then use the main tuning knob here. Let me get that back where it should be, otherwise I'll forget about it.
Essa tabela, opções para escolher. Se você for radioamador classe A, tá aqui, ó. Essa tabela somente para radioamadores classe A, tá bom? Tá. A tabela anterior, tem uma outra tabela que a gente viu ontem, é para todas as classes, ok? Então, radioamadores classe C, classe B e classe A. Tranquilo, ninguém fica de fora, né? Qualquer radioamador pode requerer seu indicativo especial. Lembrando, os indicativos especiais para eventos comemorativos, para expedição DX, para contest, tá bom? Então, vai ter algum momento especial aí que você vai ter interesse no indicativo especial, tá bom? Isso, né, é só o prefixo. Depois, na frente, tem um conjunto de letras. Pode escolher inclusive um conjunto de letras em relação a algum nome famoso. Você vai participar de um contest, onde o homenageado vai ser o padre Roberto Landel de Moura, que é o patrono dos radioamadores, ok? Você pega aí o P, padre, o R, Roberto Landel, padre Roberto Landel, ou Roberto Landel de Moura, RLM. Tanto faz, né? Você escolhe uma sequência de 3 letras, mas essa inicial é opção aí somente para radioamadores classe A, ok? Então, lembrando, se você encontrar algum radioamador com PX8, PX9, PX2, PX1, PX4, tá? Não vai fazer papelão, né, e dar uma de desentendido, tá bom? É um indicativo válido, é um indicativo especial e está sendo usado aí para algum evento, algum contest, alguma condição diferenciada de operação, ok? Então tá aí, ó. Para quem não sabe, você pode ter, né, indicativos para radioamadores classe A, começando com PX, entre outros, ok? Entre outros. Tranquilo? Tranquilo? Então hoje a gente libera aqui essa gravação. Quem quiser, tiver interesse, dá uma lida na legislação. Eu pus na tela aqui, ó. Resolução 449/2006, ok? Você encontra no final da legislação. Tem várias tabelas, dá uma olhada que você encontra por lá, ok? Agora são 17h56. Lembrando que amanhã a rodada alto-falante será full time, ok? Das 3 ao meio-dia, teremos mais de 9 horas de QAP e com os amigos aí via radiofrequência, via internet. Teremos os cursos também, ok? O fato de ser feriado não atrapalha o andamento do curso. Então, as aulas aí normalmente, tá bom? Teremos aulas de CW, comando de rodada, legislação. Então, não muda, tranquilo? Só mesmo aos domingos, né? Domingo, a gente não passa aí nenhum tipo de aula, ok? Mas de segunda a sábado, normal. Tendo feriado aí no meio ou não, sem problemas, ok? Bom, hoje a gente viu aqui a tabela 3, formação dos indicativos especiais para radioamadores classes A de alfa, tranquilo? Já tínhamos visto para a classe alfa, Bravo e Charlie, né, que são os indicativos especiais para as 3 classes, e esse somente para a classe A, tá bom? Um grupo aí diferenciado. Dá uma lida e boa sorte. A gente vai dar uma pausa e já retornando.
In a second. You've got the AF gain, which is your volume knob, of course. It's pretty standard. You've got this dim meter button. So here we go with the dual function ones. If you press it, so as you can see, right now I'm displaying SWR. If you press it, it'll change it to power out, then automatic level control. So that's nice. You can quickly go from checking the power out to the SWR to the ALC. And that's when you're transmitting, of course. Otherwise, it just uses, otherwise that meter displays the signal strength. That's also your S meter. So your S and your symbol, or your units. If you hit function, and then it'll change the, should change the brightness of the screen, how dim it is. So it's nice, and you just press it to get out of there. So then you've got all the kind of function buttons. And these guys have a few features, and it's nice that they're located where they are. So we'll start out with the CS voice button. If you press it, if you just press it, it'll activate a function that you program. Which, let's see. I might not have anything programmed in there.
CQ Field Day.
Okay, there you go.
Kilo Romeo Golf. CQ Field Day. Kilo.
So there you go. I was using it for field day last year. I recorded, this can also do recordings, and I recorded in my CQ. So I just pressed that button, and it would transmit it. Again, I'm transmitting into a dummy load, so no problems there. If you hit F and then that button, it will announce the current operating frequency.
14.0418 LSB.
And the mode, which is kind of nice. I'd never use that, but it's there. Below it, you've got the home RCL button. If you press this button, it'll recall the quick memory bank. You can see there what you can set up. Press it again, it'll go back to the mode it was in our case, VFO. You press F first, and then it'll go to what you have set as your home frequency. So you can set that up. Beneath it, you've got the step and split button. Now, this is the button I probably use the most of these all. If you press it, just press it without the F, it'll activate split. Basically, it'll take your current, so in my case, VFO A, this is what I'm receiving on. If I transmit, it'll switch to VFO B for the transmit. So that's what I was saying, where it's useful to set up the VFOs. That's how you do split on this radio. Press it again to turn split off. And make sure you look for that light, because it's easy to forget that it's on, and then you wonder why people aren't responding to you. If you press the F button first, it'll enable the it'll change this. It should change the step. It'll change the the set step for the DSP select knob. So, all right, turn the volume back off. Now we'll go back up to here to the MWVM button. This toggles between the VFO and the memory. I don't have any memory set up. I never used the memory bank, but that's how you go between them. Press F first. It'll copy the current VFO frequency into the memory channel, into the currently selected memory channel. Beneath that is the STO Vox button. If you just press it on its own, it'll copy the current information to the quick memory bank. And then if you hold F first and then press it, it'll activate VOX, so voice-activated transmission, of course, for SSB, FM, and AM. Beneath that is the PMS scan button. If you just press it, it'll start scanning up, and then press it again to stop it. If you press F first, it'll use a programmable scan, basically, which is currently off. It'll let you activate. You can set up basically a range of where you want to scan. That's programmable. So that's basically the general outline of all the features, front button features at least. Like I said, there's a huge menu where a lot of the stuff is you're able to access it. This radio is nice that a lot of the common features are right on the front panel. I really like that. I rarely have to go into the menu, and if I do, it's just for a setup thing. It's not constantly. So I like that a lot. So now I'll just do a quick how to get started. You just bought this radio. You just connected everything up. Let's get on the air. So basically, all you have to do is turn the radio on, and you should be greeted by the VFO on whatever frequency it defaults to. I can't remember what the radio comes at. But then you can just switch through your bands. So find where you want to go. Let's say we're going up to the, I don't know, general portion of 20 meters somewhere. All right, you can listen to it with the volume knob. Again, I'm in a dummy load, so you're not going to hear anything. But you're basically ready to go. Now make sure your mode is correct, not lower sideband. So upper sideband, for instance, the tuner's on, and you can just go ahead and start transmitting. It's really that easy on this radio. It probably defaults, I believe it defaults to 100 watts when you first set it up. That's a menu setting to change that. Just look for RF power in that menu. And mine's tuned down about 30 watts right now. But it's that easy to get started. It's really turn it on, find your frequencies, set your mode, activate the tuner if you need it, and you're good to go. That's the great thing about this radio. It's really easy to use. So, all right, I think I've gone on a little bit long enough with this video. Try to give you a basic overview of, you just got it. What is all this stuff? How do I use it? Feel free to leave comments, ask questions. I'm happy to help. Like I said, I kind of want to do a series of videos with these. I got a suggestion to do that since it's a pretty popular radio. All right, sorry about that. I got cut off by the video. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm going to do kind of a series of different things about this radio. Probably outline different functions. But yeah, let me know what you want to see. Remember to subscribe and thumbs up this video. And we'll see you guys later. 73, have a good day.